Good afternoon. Standard 10th subject English. Last period we learn lesson number 1.2 an encounter of a special kind. Now next part of this lesson there is a passage on that part. Now I read it. You listen carefully on page number 10. My attention was fixed on the revival of the baby language. Suddenly I heard an keening feeling of being watched. I turned away from the roof and looked up. There sat the mother langur on our kitchen roof, watching every move I made. She simply sat there quietly, as if convinced that no harm was being done to her child. Meanwhile, the baby sensed the presence of his mother and started to sob and cry a little louder. I retreated from the door of the coop to allow the mother access to her baby. Immediately, the mother descended on the floor of the coop and picked up the baby in her arms. She gave the baby a thorough body inspection to check his injuries and then cuddled him tightly in her bosom. The baby found great solace in her caring arms. The mother sat still with the baby in her lap for a few minutes. It was almost as if she was pondering over her options and trying to figure out how she could keep the baby safe from further assault. See, this is the passage. I tell about this passage. My attention was fixed on this situation, means on the baby leg, and suddenly I had an uncanny feelings of being watched. I turned away from the coop and looked up. There sat the mother langur on our kitchen roof, and she was watching every move I made. And then she simply sat there quietly, no movement, only still, sitting there. And she knew that no harm was being done to her child. So all these things she was watching there. In the meanwhile, the baby sensed the presence of his mother and started to sob and cry a little louder. The sound was very little and it was to sob and cry. Then writer retreated from the door of the court and to allow the mother enter to her baby, nearby. And so immediately the mother moved downwards on the floor of the coop and picked up the baby in her arms. Then she gave the baby a thorough body inspection and to check his injuries and then tightly in her bosom. So she gave him a hearty love, and the baby found great solace in her caring arms. The mother sat still with baby in her lap for a few minutes. They don't move here and there, they sit on one place, and then it was almost time if she was giving think over deeply over her options and trying to figure out how she could keep the baby safe from further assault. So this is the explanation of the passage. Now we stop here. Next period I will give you passage on this part.